Hello, welcome to the severe weather alert. Just as I expected, we have to talk about severe weather. Just hold on a sec. There's just one more thing I got to do. Actually, no, we can do it here. Anyway, you can see all the severe weather going on in the Mississippi River Valley, but this is going to threaten our area tomorrow, and that is going to be a concern. And we have tornado watches, and you can see there is a high risk. We've had 11 reported tornadoes, 82 wind reports, and 156 hail reports. That's significant. And we have a number of tornado warnings out right now. You can see the thunderstorm outlook here. And that, again, we go into tomorrow, we're going to have to worry about our area. But we'll kind of just, even though I don't really talk about this too much because this is a high risk, which is very rare. We don't see high risk. I think that is the highest on the scale, high risk. Yeah, high. So a rare high risk for the Mississippi River Valley. Again, we've been seeing this more and more, and this is going to be pushing into our area tomorrow. And we'll take a look at this storm on the satellite. You can see all of that firing up right there. We'll just run this a little bit. So a really strong storm and an atmospheric river. I had posted something earlier about atmospheric rivers, and you can see this atmospheric river coming up and just blossoming severe weather already. So this is usually May is the peak, but we are really very active right now. And I'll just shorten this to the shorter loop, and you'll see all the lightning going on here. So we have a really intense line of thunderstorms here. Numerous tornado warnings going on right now. So you can see that a warm front is approaching, but you can see this line here. This line here it's gonna sit here for a while. So you can see this whole line here. Numerous tornado warnings out. We have a number of them actually. So a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 8 tornado warnings. At least 8 tornado warnings. And you can see the air mass out ahead of this 81 dew point 64. That's the humid air. So we're gonna get a taste of that tomorrow, especially inland. And that's why there's a concern for severe weather. And then behind the front, you can see how the winds have shifted. Some really strong wind gusts through here as well with these storms. And again, so you have a very warm, humid air mass coming in. And again, it's only the first couple of days of April. And look at how far north this warm, humid air is going. And it's really something to see. Now, in our area, it was a cool day today. 40s, generally speaking, and a lot of see here, high temperatures generally only in the 40s. Cool. We had sun fading to high clouds. Doesn't look like there was any radiational cooling last night. Just show you what the sky looked like too as well. Yeah, we had that. This is what it looked like by the afternoon. The sun was just a dim disk in the sky, mid and altostratus and cirrostratus in place. I do want to go over the March climate card as well, so just go over this briefly here. Again, we talked about this yesterday, but Central Park was 4.1 degrees above normal. Kennedy was 6 degrees above normal. LaGuardia, 3.8 degrees above normal. Islip, 5.1 degrees above normal. Newark, 5.6 degrees above normal. And Bridgeport, 3.9 degrees above normal. Oddly enough, Kennedy is the highest above normal, not Newark, which is very interesting. So this is some of the statistics. You can pause this. And fifth warmest March on record at Kennedy. Fifth warmest at Islip. So that's notable as well. Precipitation above normal in most sites and no snow. So, getting back to our severe weather threat. All right, so what's going to be happening is a warm front's going to be moving through tonight. That's going to bring in some rain. You can take a look here at the map, and you can see again this monster of a low pressure system, along with an atmospheric river type of deal here. And you can see here this low here. And the warm front here. So this warm front approaches tonight, probably tries to move through at least parts of the area tomorrow, and that puts at least some areas into the warm sector, possibly for severe weather. So if we go back to the Storm Prediction Center, move this over to tomorrow, day 2, you'll see what happens. We're in the marginal risk. This is the marginal risk. So we're in a marginal risk, not that high, but high enough that it has to be mentioned. Obviously, the risk changes, and then as we move to day 3, that pushes off to the south. But you can see how it's not moving. It's stalled out. I'm not going to go in beyond that, but we'll just talk about tomorrow's severe weather threat. All right. Let's go to the models. Let's do that. So you see this low here, and you can see that it's the center of it's going to kind of go right up there, but it kind of just, you got a ridge over there, so that warm front kind of pushes through our area tomorrow, and then it kind of sinks back on Friday, and then maybe we can get a little drawing on Friday before the weekend of misery comes. But anyway, not talking about that. We're talking about the severe weather tomorrow. So let's go look at the HRRR. We have most of it in, enough to cover tomorrow for sure. So let's show you the dew points and wind flow to give you an idea of what's going to be happening here. So southeast winds tonight, and we're probably going to have drizzle, as you know, usually get that with a warm front. And then tomorrow, look at what happens inland. So these are dew points, and dew points rising to the upper 60s tomorrow. Now, on Long Island, it will be cooler. We'll have the ocean effect, which will help stabilize things, but it's still close enough that it's got to be watched, and especially if you're inland, even New York City. We have to watch out. Any area that gets in that warm sector, it's even showing the North Shore by later in the afternoon, any area that gets in that warm sector is going to be very susceptible for severe weather, because look what happens. We have this front that comes through in the evening, and that could be a trigger point for some severe weather in our area, or at least a thunderstorm. Temperatures tomorrow, again, start off chilly, but then they'll rise 50s, probably 60s in Nassau, probably low 60s. And then if you're in Jersey, pushing 80, close to 80 degrees with a dew point in the upper 60s. That's summertime mugginess. Very unusual to see that in April. You can see it even gets into the North Shore a little bit here, especially as we get toward later in the afternoon. So this is what we're going to have to watch for, and that is the severe weather element of it. So you have that warm, humid air. That can be a focal point. So let's see how the HRRR is treating this. You'll see that sucky drizzle to start, and then maybe a little shower activity, and then for the most part, not showing a whole lot, but then it does blossom stuff up in the early evening, late afternoon hours, and then it doesn't really have anything forming here, but I wouldn't be so easy to dismiss this. And then for Friday, we kind of try to push it to the south, but I wouldn't so dismiss this so much. The model may be underestimating this a little bit. I want to see what the NAM has now. I don't have the 0Z NAM, and let's see what the 18Z is doing. So there's some showers tonight, sucky drizzle to start, light rain that, of course, will stop by later in the day, hopefully. But then we have to worry about, there's a stray thunderstorm right there in the afternoon. So anything could form along this front. Now, best risk is probably going to be in Jersey, but again, this has to be watched. And you can see there are a couple of storms there moving through there that it's showing. All right, they don't look too severe, but it's this with this type of setup at such warm, humid air in the front can act as a focal point. All right, even though it didn't happen the last time, they're still in that risk. We're still in the marginal risk. That's the concern that we have. Let's pan this out a little bit more. Go to the Eastern U.S. view. I'm going to go to the GFS, and we're going to look at the moisture content in the air. This is a good tool as well. So it kind of shows you the moisture in the air that we have. All right, so you could see that moisture. See, it kind of gets pushed to the south, but this is not really such a great tool to use, but it doesn't really work too well in this instance, I guess. But we will show the dew points and show you the humidity here. So you can see the surge of warmth and humid air that comes up, and that is the focal point, and then it gets pushed down on Friday. All right, but that is a concern for severe weather tomorrow. All right, you can see again the warmth also that gets pushed up as well with this. So this is a concern for tomorrow. I'm going to go to the Ventus sky next, and we'll take a look at some cape levels and see what if we have any cape being displayed for tomorrow here. Oh, this is 11 o'clock, and there is some cape here in our area. So tomorrow evening, look at the amount of cape here over Jersey. So this is what I mean. Even though it's not showing anything that pops, whatever pops up could be strong to severe with cape levels like this. That's a lot of instability. Look, especially around Philadelphia, southeast Pennsylvania. That's a lot of instability there. So we're looking at cape here. All right, so that's very concerning to see that. Again, the temperatures. This is the temperature graphic. Even at 8 o'clock at night, temperature is 68 in Jersey, and even our area will probably be around 60 in Nassau County. Suffolk, you'll probably be in the mid-50s, but still not that cool. And that could be, again, that focal point right there. These are air temperatures, all right? And then during the day, it's going to be pretty warm in Jersey, as you know. But again, look at the humidity. Again, the humidity dew points And you can see these dew points, very high dew points, very humid air, unusually humid air for April, early April, I might add, as well. So, again, we're seeing another situation here with the weather that's very unusual, and it has to be mentioned. So, we're going to have to watch this thunderstorm threat closely. I want to go back to the Weather and Hazards data viewer as far as we're going to show all the, I just have warnings displayed, but let's see if we got anything for our area. Not yet. But you see, if you look off here, you got tornado watches, wind advisories, flood advisories around this whole front here. So this is going to have to be watched. We're going to go look at the lightning, just take a look and see how much lightning these things are producing here. I'm sure it's quite a bit. We'll see what we got. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's quite a lot of lightning activity. So this is going to move into the warm, humid air. This is the air mass we're going to deal with later tomorrow. So be aware, pay attention to the radar. While there may not be widespread thunderstorm activity, whatever thunderstorms do develop could be severe, and it could wind up being more widespread than these models show. I just want to hop on back to the models just for a moment here. I want to go to Tropical Tidbits again and just take a look at the HDRPS. Now, this model, don't have the latest 0Z run-in of this, but we can use the old 18Z run and see what it shows for tomorrow. So not much during the day. You can see there are a couple of thunderstorms over Jersey. So the best threat's probably going to be over New Jersey, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. So I think the models might be underestimating how widespread the amount of thunderstorm activity. With such warm, humid air and a front sinking south, I think there's going to be a little more in the way of thunderstorm activity these models are showing. So, yeah, again, pay attention tomorrow. Could be an interesting night.